On this video, I'm going to show how to configure SSL VPN on SonicWall router. So previously we saw the video that how to create the SonicWall firewall to access the internet. So different setting we saw there. So on this video, I'm going to show how to configure SSL VPN. So the use of SSL VPN is that if the employee or user want to work from home and they need to access the local resources on the on premises or data center, that time they need to have to connect with the VPN. So there are generally two kind of VPN. One is site to site VPN, which is called IPsec VPN, and another is SSL VPN, that is client to site. So this is the basic settings on SSL VPN as well, because we have not integrated our Active Directory or Azure for authentication. So we are using the local user that is created on the firewall which to authenticate to the VPN. So let's see the configuration. So I'm not going to configure from the scratch. So I'm going to just show the configuration which I configured previously step by step. And let's log back to my firewall as SonicWall. Just logged in. Okay, so let me show you from the beginning. So let me go to the system and interface. First I'll show the interface. As usual previously, X0 is my local interface. This is my IP. All of my IP will connected on this subnet 168.168.168.0.0, but my local interface IP is this one, and this is my one interface you can see on the zone. To configure the SSL VPN, we have option here, IPsec or VPN or SSL VPN, two options. If you go to the network, two options are here. So which VPN you want to configure? Why address object? Like if we go to the object, so this is kind of main thing on the every firewall we have to configure, like a zone and address object services. These are kind of the group. So is you can look at the group, but purpose of this one, so we can add the multiple object on one group, so that while accessing those, instead of accessing individually multiple object, if we create the group, so we can bring the group there. So this is the way. So what I have done here, so I have the WAN zone and LAN zone. So on the WAN zone, what I have done, I have enable SSL VPN access and enable SSL control, create VPN groups. So I have enabled this option here. That's why it is showing that the SSL control, SSL VPN access. So this is zone. So before that, I'm going to show the address object here I have created. So generally what object I have created here is the VPN pool. So whichever when our client connect to through the SonicWall net extender for the VPN access, and this IP address will be accessed. So first I'm creating this one. So let's see how this I have created here. So just this is kind of so VPN pool, zone assignment, SSL VPN. We are in this zone, and we could create the network. We can create the host. So if you want to give the whole subnet IP address to the VPN client, you can configure like that. But this is the way the configuring the way I gave this IP range. So only the 50. So this is 0, this is 50. Most of 50 client get the IP. So the first IP will be 172.16.1.1 up to 50. So I am going to create this one, and after that, so I have to go to the we have to go to after configuring addresses. I'll go to the network and I'll go to the SSL VPN configuration. First, I'll configure server setting and client setting. First, the server setting, we just have to enable the SSL VPN zone 1 zone. The previously you saw that we had the 1 zone there, so this is, and this is the server setting, especially SSL VPN port. You can give the any port. So generally by default here is 443. That's the default port setup here, but 443 is for HTTPS as well. So you can define the custom port here. And certificate selection, just use the certificate selection, so we don't have that manage exact certificate here. So we have to, if we have the personal certificate, self-signed certificate, we can use that one. I'm going to use default for now. And user domain, this is important as well while connecting to the VPN via the VPN client. And I have enabled this manage over SSL VPN as well, because sometimes we have to use the virtual office. So this is the server settings. We don't have to do any configuration in here for right now. So if we are using the radius in, so that's the different story for the radius. So let's do the basic configuration. This also works. So that's depend on the organization how they configure. Some organization can do that way. Okay, accept it. After that, go to the client settings. By default, there is the default device profile. We have to edit it over here. So what we can do, zone IP boost selection, we can select the SSL VPN, and this is the VPN pool. VPN pool previously we configure on the address pool, if you remember that. So we can configure, we configure there, and IPv6 is not necessary for now. Then we'll go to the client route. That means the how the client traffic will route it to the internal resources by the VPN tunnel. So that's why I have selected X0 subnet. So if you go to the X0 subnet, and it will pop up. But right now it's not here because it moved here. That's why, because X0 is my local subnet. So sometimes what would happen like that, instead of giving the X0 subnet, on your firewall might be the file server or any VPN server that may be connected on the different port or different subnet. But right now we have on our SonicWall firewall, our connection is in X0 subnet, so local connection. And client settings, so we don't have to configure that much here, so we can define the DNS server. I'm using the global DNS. So if you want to route your VPN tunnel traffic from the your own DNS server, so you can configure here as well. And some net extender client settings. So generally SonicWall use the next net extender client to connect to the VPN. So different firewall manufacturer have their own client, like Palo Alto, and FortiGate has a Forti client. Palo Alto has, I think, the global VPN client, and SonicWall has the net extender client, like that. So that's the client application designed by the firewall manufacturer. So this is the way. So create client connection profile. So we have to enable this one. So that one, when the user create first connect and their profile is connected on the client, And if you wish to allow the user to save username and password, so you can set up these settings as well. So for now, this is that's all for client setting. So we are not going to set up the portal setting for now. So I have set up a little bit here, but this portal is for the virtual office portal. So instead of using the SonicWall client application, so user can connect over the browser as well. So it is not necessary for now. In the production environment, sometimes like user, if some user want to directly access their computer from the home instead of connecting to the one device or one VPN server device and remoting from there, what we can do, we can directly configure their IP address on the portal. After logging in portal, that can be configured. So it is not important for now. That's all for the VPN settings. So now what we need to do, let's accept it. The main thing is that the user. So let's go to the device, and on this user settings, we are going to create the local user for now. So we need to create the local user to access the VPN. So I have created one already, VPN user one. If you see that, so what I have configured here, no more things. So just the username. This is the local user, because we have not integrated the Active Directory or Azure. That's why we are creating local user, and this local user can be used to log into the VPN, log in through the VPN client to the VPN. So generally, organization integrate the Active Directory through the LDAP protocol. So right now, what we are going to do, we are going to use the VPN username here, and just the group. What we have to do, these two will already selected. Now we have to select SSL VPN service from here, and we have to select. So if you want to make this as the administrator, so you can select this one like this and add this one. Like this user also the limited administrator. So this user can be entered to the configure a firewall as well. And VPN access, and we have to select our LAN port. So our LAN port is X0 subnet. So if you want to give the access to the other port that is connected with the SonicWall firewall port, you can select this one, and I'm going to save it. Now, one important setting is remaining, that is policy. We don't have to configure any NAT policy and routing policy, but we have to configure security policy. This is important. And so I have two policy here. You can see that. So this is for the internet. I gave the name internet. LAN to 1. So if user want to access the internet from their LAN devices, this policy I'm going to edit as well. This is the internet policy, LAN to 1. Currently I have given the all access because it's not security matter for now. So if you want to be specific, so that time you can select the services or port, source to destination things here. You can select the user. Currently I'm including all user can access the internet. So we can, because I have given that allow, deny or discard, three actions are here. VPN, I have configured rule, my rule 2. This is for the VPN access. Okay, remember that. So this is on the rule number 1. And edit. What I have done here, SSL VPN source, because user will connect it from remotely, and that comes, their request come to the SSL VPN zone. So SSL VPN zone is our source zone, and zone interface and destination is our LAN, local area network. or x0 subnet or x0. But not only the x0, because we have multiple services there, so that's why I have selected LAN here. And no more security, not, I'm not that much specific for now. uh, so that's why I'm selecting any, just the address is any, and port and services are any. Nice, set it. That's all. Connect, let's check from the another device which is on different network. Okay, let me connect the another device to, yes, to bring this to on this part. Okay, this could different. Why I'm doing this one, this is the another computer. I'm going to connect to the VPN, and later on we will access this computer. So I'm going to show you guys. Okay, these are the two different computers. Let's see the IP address of this one. 192.168, and check the IP of this one. This is 10.0.0.181. So if I try to ping this PC, let's see, ping 192.168.168.169. This is my server as well. 169 is my server. So like say the file server. Something is that in my on-premises environment or my data center. So I have, if I need to access the data center from the home, so I need to connect through the VPN. So that is what we're going to see. So if I try to ping, it will not ping for now. Let's connect to the VPN. For VPN connection, we should have the net extender. Let's download the net extender. Net extender for Windows. Okay, right here. I have a Windows 64-bit. Download. Next. Yes. Let's connect. Close. Okay. I have to give my server IP address. I think that is my VPN server 10.0.0. To verify. So that's the local IP I'm using. So if later on, okay. Oh, that is 192. 192. The first thing, that is 192, not that one. Let's go here. This will be public IP address. On the real environment, this is the public IP address, and this public IP address you can use instead of public IP. You can use like bpn.ithub.com. So because that the DNS pointed through the DNS server. So right now I'm using this one, and you can see that. Let's go to device users. We created the local users previously. Yeah, VPN user 1, and then what else we have to say? So we check the port. We can go here on SSL VPN as well. On the network, this is virtual slow PC. So SSL VPN and the client setting, what we have given there, you can check that. Let's go here. Client routes. Yeah, this is the DNS. This is this one. Server setting, I have given this port 2927 and user domain is IT hub, which is I'm going to use here. Okay, username VPN user1, password domain IT hub. Let's connect. Yes, always trust. Connecting. Okay, VPN has been connected. This is the IP address that this device carried. So we supposed to be able to ping now this IP address 192.168.168.169. This is the IP address of this data center server. Let's go ahead and try to ping it. CMT ping 168.169. Okay, it's pinging. Let's try to take remote this PC. Remote desktop connection. 168. Let's, if there is any file, let's try to get the file on that. So currently this computer, I'm working on this one. This is my home computer. I'm trying to getting access from this home computer to there. Let's connect. Yeah, I think admin username might be incorrect. Not sure. I mean user right there. Let's see. Local user admin 2. Let's go through admin 2. 2. Yeah. So this PC 169. This is 169. And on there I was able to access the desktop. So do you want to try that? Let me see. Minimize this. Minimize this. Oh, this is the desktop from admin, not admin 2. Let's try to access through the admin 2. Yes, that is remoting in. Which computer is that? That's the server. $169. This is server. 169. See this. And what we can do here. Let's. It is pinging 169. Okay, let's disconnect VPN and see. let's see. Okay, springing. Let me disconnect it. You see this? As soon as disconnect, this stop to pinging this computer. Connect it. Look at here. General firmware. Restart the work. So I'm able to successfully connect computer. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.